going on, YouTube? Back with another accessories video. This time I got for you another product from the team over at AOSK. Not exactly sure how you say their name, but we're going to call them AOSK for now. In the kit here, you can see for Mustang Mach-E, made in China like everything else. We've got the to be used when lifting the vehicle. The first item in the box is going to be this warning sheet. It's going to give you a bunch of warnings that you should follow when lifting any vehicle. To be honest with you, these are some straightforward ones as far as being safe and not putting yourself in a dangerous position. So inside of the kit, you'll see that there are these hockey puck looking things, and there are 4. That is one for each side of the vehicle. It's really there's 2 for the front and 2 for the rear. The one thing that this kit comes with that I think is a highly important item of consideration are these labels, and it's a very thick material here. I'm not going to install this right now because I'd much rather clean the undercarriage of the car and make the surface area very clean before putting these on, but this is something that EVs should probably have straight from the factory, to be honest with you. With EVs being new and popular and being kind of pushed as the future of mobility, I would say a lot of tow truck drivers, AAA drivers, service providers, they may not be familiar with, you can't just throw the jack under there and lift at any point. You want to be lined up with specific areas that Ford has identified on the underneath. That's going to be similar on ICE cars, but you can really get away with it a little bit more on ICE cars by lifting in a non-designated area, whereas with a EV you could potentially crack the battery. So this is a great addition to the underneath of the vehicle. And if we flip over the instructions, it'll show you exactly where to put that, as well as it has the photograph that is taken directly from the owner's manual on what the lift points are under the vehicle. Here you can see for the rear, it's saying the bigger washer jack pad on rear, and for the front it's saying smaller washer jack pad on front. So if you look at these, and I'm not sure if it'll come through completely on video because they're not dramatically different in size, but you can see, for example, between these two, that one on the left is a much larger O-ring than the one on the right. Same here. Now rolling around on the ground, getting underneath the vehicle, so you can see essentially this lip here. So you got the body panel to the undercarriage, so you've got this tray here. This is the part you don't want to be lifting on, so that's where you're going to want to be putting those labels on each side. So while I'm under here, you'll see why it's so tempting to utilize this as your lifting point, or for someone to utilize that as a lifting point if they're unaware of the vehicle. You can see it looks like it's frame. That is actually kind of the frame and rails to the battery pack itself. You do not want to lift on any part of this bar. And if I could make one suggestion to AOSK, is I would make the labels longer, that you could actually put 2 on each side or completely cover that out. Or if I could just make the suggestion directly to Ford and other manufacturers, that should be clearly identified as a non-lifting point. And I don't know how well this is coming through, but if you can see kind of right here where my finger is, there's an arrow. Let me get back there. Right here, there's an arrow. And right here, there's an arrow. So between those two arrows is where your lift position should be. And you can see that there is a hole on the underneath between those two bolts. Okay, coming around to the front, you can see the same arrows as well as a hole here. So this is the front. I've got an old jack here. I believe I probably got this at Harbor Freight many years ago. I'm just going to put the pad on it for now, but you can see it kind of fits within the cup there. So you can see right now it's on the jack, and I've got the tip of it lined up with that rear hole. Again, I'm using the larger O-ring for the rear. Gave it about one pump. It has gone into the hole. And as you can see, starting to raise the vehicle with it. I'm not going to go up too high because I don't need to actually do anything. But at this point, my tire is mostly off the ground. Lower that down so you can see the puck did not come out when I lowered it down. A very simple pull, comes right out. These are not intended for permanent installation, so don't try to leave it in and drive around expecting it to stay in there. But this would be a great addition just to keep in your trunk with the tire mobility kit for, you know, scenarios where you need to change a tire. On the lifting points themselves, these arrows that I pointed out earlier are difficult to see and to find, but underneath that there is actual frame. But if you're on this side of it, you're just going against plastic, so you're going to damage most likely the plastic as well as some of the body panels, lifting that in the wrong location. There are no points in the middle, but again, with this being an EV, there's nothing underneath here for you to really have to work on, so you're most likely lifting it to change tire or tires. So I would say having these better identified as lifting zones would definitely be a huge improvement, and avoiding any type of lifting on this piece here is hugely important. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description of this video to this product on Amazon where you guys can get it. Again, I think the most beneficial part of the whole thing is that you get these warning labels to put on that battery pack, just to further protect yourself when the car needs to be lifted. Again, that could be by a tow truck driver, a AAA. You take it to the shop to get new tires, new rims, whatever you're doing. At least there'd be something there to hopefully protect you from potentially getting your battery damaged. So if this is something you're looking for and you want to get, just go down to the description and click on the link.